let's move on, because I can see as people are all ready to experience hypnosis and work on that little niggly thing you were talking about. And what we're going to do is we're just going to quickly talk about the misconceptions, because there were also some questions about that. And this is very normal for us. We often get people asking a lot of questions around, what the media portrays and, all these things that has been projected by the media and society and so on. And here's the thing. The first thing you need to understand is that, in a way, all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. And what that means is, even when somebody is directing you, it's still your choice to accept and follow the suggestions, right? And this is very important. This means you are in control, right? So when you look at a stage hypnotist and people are doing crazy things like chickens on the stage or whatever, right? It looks like they are not in control. And what you need to understand about entertainment is they cheat. This is the way it works, right? You can't trust it. There's something going on. Something happened. There's a whole process called suggestibility testing and setting it up and compliance building. A lot of stuff went into that, which means a very low percentage of the people in the audience would have actually been willing to do that, right? So you need to understand that you are completely in control in hypnosis. You'll never say anything you don't want to say. You'll never do anything you don't want to do. You won't reveal any deep, dark secrets. You can absolutely keep them. You already now know that your subconscious mind can hold on to some information. So if it doesn't want to share something, it doesn't need to share that, right? So this is very, very important, is that thing of control. You are in control. The next thing you need to keep in mind is that you can actually think in hypnosis. Now, this is a big one, because so many people, when they start going into hypnosis, they have thoughts. And then they go, oh, I just had a thought. Oh my word, it's not working. I just had another thought. Oh no, I had another thought. It's a mess. It's not working for me. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, you need to understand that the conscious mind is never completely gone, which means there will be thoughts from time to time, especially even if you're experienced self-hypnosis practitioner. It's okay. The secret is just not to latch onto those thoughts. Right? So if a thought comes up, it's okay. Just continue, and the thought will float right on by, Now, people experience hypnosis differently, and, but a lot of people experience it the way I experience it. And the way I experience it is that, even although I can think, well, let me say my body tends to become either very heavy or sometimes light, depending on what kind of work I do. Sometimes so heavy it feels like I can't even lift an arm, right? But my mind stays focused. And even although my mind stays focused, it feels lazy. It feels like it doesn't want to think. Like when you're falling asleep and you're trying to think of work or something and your mind doesn't, it's just kind of drifting off like that towards sleep. That's what it feels like for me. Except it's not sleep, it's very focused, right? So even although there might be thoughts, the more exposure you get to hypnosis, the less thoughts there will be. It's just because thoughts take effort and the mind is just enjoying it so much. So it relaxes and it lets go, right? So that's important. And also that you can change your posture in hypnosis, Some people think they're not allowed to scratch something if it itches. By all means, scratch away. You just need to know that often the body becomes so heavy that it's too much effort to scratch. It's almost like, whatever, it can itch. I'm just enjoying this too much. It's just so relaxing. I'm just gonna chill out, So that's important. And also your posture, the best posture for hypnosis is to balance your head comfortably on your shoulders. It's not to lie down, especially if you do it in the evening. Self-hypnosis, that's a signal to the body mind to sleep. So you will find yourself easily drifting off to sleep if you're lying down when you do hypnosis. So preferably sitting up. Even if you recline, it's fine. But balancing the head comfortably on the shoulders is a nice way to keep, the neck muscles and everything, relaxed and yet supported. And then there was a question, and the question was about, what about people that think they can't visualize? Now, this is very important to us because you will actually hear, and you're probably going to hear it a lot now, and now that you know about it, you probably emphasize it and notice it even more. But myself and Claudia are going to say these words probably quite often, and it's imagine, visualize, or pretend, right? So why would we say imagine, visualize, or pretend? And the reason for that is we know that some people don't visualize that well, right? And there seems to be a misconception around visualization that people want to see three things in 3D, Technicolor, virtual reality, or whatever. It doesn't work that way for everybody. So if you can't visualize, see something in your mind, however you experience that is fine. If you hear it in your mind, or if you feel it, or if you just sense it, or if you just know, it's still okay. However you experience it is perfect. You don't have to visualize it in detail. However it comes to you is absolutely perfect. What you will find, the more hypnosis you do, though, the more all your senses will wake up. It'll almost entrain. We call it training the senses. And all your senses in the hypnotic state will improve to the extent eventually that you will be amazed that, it's like watching TV in your mind, or experience it first person in your mind in more than one sense. So this will eventually also come up for you. Right, so these are the main kind of misconceptions. Also, another one is you can't get stuck in hypnosis. You know how many people will phone me and say, what if I get stuck? What'll happen to me? As far as I know in the history of humankind, nobody has ever gotten stuck in hypnosis. It's not possible, right? So that one is, and another one is sometimes people will call me and say, will you tell me afterwards what happened? Right? Yeah, that's and you know what? You need to know that you will remember everything that's important to you. Obviously, if your subconscious mind feels it's not important, you're not going to remember it. Guys, boring stuff you don't like. Imagine you're driving through the Free State and it's like 300 kilometers of straight road and nothing happens for 3 hours. Do you think you're going to have to remember every second of that boring road? Right? No, you're only going to remember the interesting things like a horse on the side, or maybe an interesting rock or interesting tree or something, right? So this is the same with the mind. If the subconscious doesn't feel it's important, you won't recall it because it's just not important, right? So these are the main kind of misconceptions, and there are more, but these are the ones that most people actually ask. And right, I think we are ready. I think we're ready for a hypnosis session. I don't know if Claudia, if we should give a 30-second quick toilet break, if anybody wants to go.
I don't think 30 seconds is enough.
Okay,
If you give one, then we have to make it a minute, I think.
Let's make it a minute. It's just so that you can be absolutely as relaxed and comfortable as possible for the hypnosis that we're going to do now. And we've got a short little hypnosis planned for you with impact. So we purposefully keep it short because we want you to be able to quickly get the benefit. So if you want to quickly go to the bathroom, and we will find something to talk about. And in the meanwhile, I'll give you a minute. Right.
Yeah. Well, and those that don't need to go to the bathroom, although those that do and can still hear us, if you haven't thought about that niggly thing that you would, like Charlie says he has so many. So Charlie, pick the easiest one and the others too, because we're going to give you a good head start here, hopefully today. When we're back, I think Arno is going to guide us into this beautiful, useful, efficient state, and then we take it from there. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to slowly start going into it. And, if you've gone to the bathroom, you can still hear my voice. You can just join and ease into it when you come back. Right. So the first thing is just to make yourself comfortable, find a spot where you won't be disturbed. Like I said before, sitting up is good. But if you're sitting up, please balance your head comfortably on your shoulders, and then just find that comfortable spot. And then the next thing I just need to say right now is me and Claudia, we're going to alternate here. So you're going to hear my voice, and then you're going to hear her voice, and we're going to come back to my voice. And I'm preempting this, I'm telling you about this so that you're aware it's going to happen and you can actually take it and use it to deepen the hypnotic experience, right? As you hear the voices change.